Hello, hello. We are
me
back.
about this emotional code.
Okay, yeah. So emotion code. If you haven't heard of emotion code before, it uses muscle testing, and basically the idea is that energetically, if emotions are trapped in your body, like you haven't felt them, you haven't processed them, eventually they can like fester and they could lead to illnesses or diseases or just complications in general. Like I don't think you want to have suppressed emotions or trapped energy in your body. So I had an appointment, and one of the ones that came up was grief, and she traced it back like generationally as well. And she asked me if anyone in my family has asthma. And I was like, well, my mom's side, my mom and my grandma do. And I actually had asthma growing up as a kid.
Okay.
So I had asthma up until I had asthma from when I remember, like one of my earliest memories is like me waking up in the middle of the night, not being able to breathe and needing to go like wake up my parents and have like the nebulizer. And that would happen a lot, like frequently in the night. And I never had like any exercise induced or anything. And eventually I grew out of it. Like I stopped having it, but that did come up in the appointment. And so right now my grandma is in the hospital because her asthma has been acting up.
Yeah.
And I think the emotion that came up was grief for that specifically. I think she said anything usually that relates to like the heart will like pop up in your like respiratory system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at it through that lens, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's my grandma going through right now? Like what grief is she like holding on to or like not, facing, or like what happened? And I can't help but like, because I just came home from a trip visiting them, and I couldn't help but even think like, did I trigger some of this too? Like, not that it's my fault, but like, what, like I'm just curious, like was it my mom being there? Is it like family stuff? Like what is it,
like bring up emotions when you see people and
yeah. And it was like right when my mom we both got back. So we went to Japan, she flew back to the Philippines, and I flew home. And the next day my mom was like, yeah, your grandma's in the hospital. I was like, oh my God, what happened? So.
And your grandma lives in the Philippines?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They live in, both my grandparents and both my uncles live in the Philippines. My mom is the only one that lives outside of the Philippines from her family. So
wow.
Yeah, that's why we went to go visit, and she's still there. She's been there for like 2 months now.
Yeah.
Wait,
your grandma's been in the hospital for 2 months?
No. My mom has just been visiting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom just told me that yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they concerned at all?
So the thing is, with my mom's side of the family, they have everything under the sun.
That's good.
Like disease wise, illness wise.
I thought you meant like good things.
No,
okay.
Like my uncles have gout. My mom's pre-diabetic, has blood pressure issues. My grandma has asthma. My grandpa has liver cancer. There's probably more that that's not coming to mind. Oh, my mom had breast cancer.
When?
This was when I was like in high school. I was like 15 or 16.
Wow.
So 10 years ago.
What was that? Did she have to have surgery or anything?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. She had a double mastectomy and a hysterectomy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Luckily they caught it early enough that she didn't need any like chemo treatments or anything. Okay. And she just had that. And she's been in remission since.
That's good.
But like health wise, my mom's side of the family has been through so much. And knowing how my family is with emotions, again, looking at it through this lens, and I'm not saying like don't get medical treatment and stuff, but I think like both play a role, like both play a huge factor, and you need to look at both of those things for treatment. And looking at like how my family, my mom's side specifically, responds to emotional situations or just emotions in general, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Yep.
And I used to feel so disconnected from my mom's side of the family, and I thought it was because they're all from the Philippines. They all speak Tagalog and Chinese. And I'm not. I'm American. I'm different. I don't belong. Like, I don't fit in. And I think on this trip, I realized that that doesn't matter. The reason why I feel that way is because I'm such an emotional person. And no one on my, like, everyone on my family is so disconnected from that side of them that when I'm around them, I don't know how to respond to things or react or like just be, because the situation is just so different than what I'm used to being around. Like here with my friends and things like that. So yeah, I was like, this trip, this whole last month has been like really triggering for one, but also like a really eye-opening trip for me, and like experiencing and seeing my mom's side of the family through a different lens, and like also just maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
It's been crazy.
How would you say that, like, I guess like in like the maturing part, like how would you say, I guess, like in what way you've matured?
So I've always said like, okay, I can't blame my parents for being how they are, because they did what they knew and they did the best that they could with what they knew. But to like be in a situation where I see the environment that my mom grew up in, to like, you know, be the way that she is, it just gave me a lot more meaning behind those words.
I see. Yeah. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
It's like then your mom starts to make sense on a whole new level.
Yeah. And like it made sense, but now it's like I don't know, like seeing it firsthand just made it different. Yeah, I don't know how to describe that.
I get it though.
Yeah.
I get it, because I feel like as you get older, and this is interesting because like the phases of growing up has been like at the forefront of my mind right now. But like as you get older, I feel like one of two things happen or both happen. Like you're older, so now when you're with your mom and you're with her side of the family, you're more observational, you're able to see more, you're able to process more, and that gives you some insight into your mom. That's like one thing, right? And I think all of us can probably experience that at some point, right? Like when you get a glimpse into like your parents' past, it's like, oh my God, like you mean you just haven't been this person all the time? Like who is that in that picture? Like you look so weird, you look so different, like oh my God. So yeah, like I think that when we have kids, your kids don't think of you as a person before you had kids. Yeah. So that's part of it.
Yes.
But then, and then when you yourself become a parent, that also gives you new perspective into like having a little bit of compassion for your parents.
Yeah, I'm sure when that day comes. Hopefully not anytime soon, knock on wood.
Yeah. I mean, I remember having a moment one time where I was like, I get it. I understand why my mom lost her shit. Like I could use a few days in a hospital myself. True story though. But yeah. Oh, I think that's kind of beautiful though.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried before the trip. I was like, oh my God, I'm spending a whole month with my mom.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because before I left and around like the first week of the trip, someone posted something or I saw something on Instagram and it was like, getting irritated by people is the price you pay for community and for love and for connection. And I was like, that is very true. And like,
it is.
And I used to want to avoid being irritated by my mom or me irritating my mom. And I think she did too. That's why like when I was in college, my parents actually moved into a different house and it was just me and my brother living in our house, and they moved into another house because my mom and I were like fighting so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how old were you in this period?
I was like 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tracks. Yeah. Okay.
And now it's like, you know what? Yeah, my mom irritates me and I irritate her. But so do a lot of like, you know, everyone gets under your skin at some point, and that's no reason to like shy away from a connection. And yeah, I'm learning to embrace that instead of trying to avoid that and viewing it as negative. It's like, no, it's just relationship. Yeah, it's just a regular old thing that happens. Like,
yeah,
my mom's gonna irritate me, I'm gonna irritate her, and that's fine because we still love each other at the end of the day.
Yeah. I love that Instagram quote. You're going to send that to me.
I'm gonna have to find it, but yeah, it popped up so much.
Yeah.
It like went like a bunch of different people.
It's true, because like I feel like it's a bunch of BS being told that like connections should be easy and relationships should flow and it shouldn't have to be hard, and that's bullshit. Like bullshit. You know, even like positive healthy relationships are going to have like moments of difficulty, especially if you want to deepen the relationship, right? And take it further and sustain it. Like, no, relationships are work, and the work is sometimes hard. And I'm the same. Like, I'm barely learning to be okay when the relationship is okay. Whereas before, I was like, if the relationship is not okay, it's going to end. Yeah. Like, it's it. It's over. It's shit. It's done. Right. Where it's like, no, this is just part of relationship. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything.
I didn't even connect that's a really good point that you made.
I think that's part of my core belief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second you on that. Yeah. And I'm realizing that now. So maybe this trip was like kind of, in a way, healing that part of me that's like, you know what, if the relationship's like a little rocky, that doesn't mean that, you know, the connection isn't still there. Yeah. There's still that like security. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I feel like, even being as phlegmatics, I feel like I wonder if we suffer the most from that. Of like when I think we do.
Probably
like,
sanguines too, right?
I think but they also get over shit and new friends. True. But it's like when
they go into shame.
They go into shame and they'll just go find a new friend that'll make them feel good and give them validation.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Whatever. You're not the same.
Yeah. But it's like when our relationships are not okay, we're not okay.
Yeah.
And I get to learn to be okay even when it's not. Yeah. That's freaking hard.
That's hard. Yeah.
Freaking hard. It's still hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does it get easier?
I do. Because I find myself catching myself now. And because before I would let every emotional thing like throw me off. And then that's it. I can't focus on anything else. But now I'm like, okay, this emotional thing is there. And I still have things that need my attention, or I still have people that need my attention.
Yeah.
And I get to hold both. You know what? It is hard though. And I don't think that I realize how hard it is sometimes until things get better. And I will literally feel my body like
Relax.
release.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I thought I was doing good.
That's
you
your
telling me
mask
I've
then,
been
huh?
tense this whole time?
That's
You know
funny.
what? I need body work.
Ooh, I
Like,
got you,
need
girl.
it. I need it because I think that's part of like, I think that's part of like the trapped stuff too. Is like it gets stuck and sometimes you need help moving it, like literally physically moving it.
Yeah.
I need body work. So, all right.
Got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wait, I want to hear more
Crazy.
about why were you guys, okay. Tell me about this 18-year-old relationship.
With my mom.
18-year-old Jolene
Oh
relationship
my
with her mom.
God. I resented my mom so much.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what, honestly, teenager me was a freaking menace. I was a menace.
It's so hard to think about.
To everyone, to not everyone, to my mom specifically. I was a
Aw.
menace to my mom for, I don't know why. Looking back, I'm like, why? But I think it's like it's a part of like me like rejecting her as my mother, but also wanting her love. It was like this push and pull constantly. And yeah, that on top of like me being, I think she's a phlegmatic.
I think so too.
After sending you those photos,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, okay, my mom is 100%
long
phlegmatic.
arm.
So my initial, when I first started learning about biotypes,
Yeah.
I was like, my mom's a falsifier for sure.
Yeah.
So my initial thought was right.
Yeah.
And so on top of like both of us being like falsifiers and like not processing emotions,
Yeah.
like I think both of us just held grudges against each other for different things. And like, we always like, were just like butting heads. We're both like pretty stubborn. And it just got so bad.
Dang.
Yeah, it got really bad. And to the point where I like, well, when I was in middle school, sometimes she would ignore me. And so in high school, I was like, well, I'm going to ignore you.
Yes.
I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to respond to you. And I was just bratty and rude. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the ways of being that you learned, right? So it's you.
Very
You
much
emulate what you
so.
see.
Yeah.
So when did it start to change? I mean, you guys did go on a trip together, so it did change at some point.
The last like 2 years have been drastically. Okay, so it changed before like 2 years ago,
Okay.
but 2 years ago is when I started doing all this work, is when it really started to shift for me.
Okay.
Let's see. After they moved, it didn't relieve the problem, but it just like, we were in contact with each other less to like be triggered less around each other. And at that point, I was still, so looking at it through like systemic psychology lens, I was still like trying
Triangulated.
Triangulated? Or was I, which one is it? Parentalized? Can you be both? No.
You're probably one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically I would get like in the middle of my parents.
Okay.
And like I would be like the mediator for their like their like disagreements, and like I just wanted them to stop arguing, honestly, because like ever since I was little, all I remember is them just like yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when I'm got old enough, I'm like, can you guys just like stop fighting? And then it just became like me always getting in the middle of like calming things down and just be like, can both of you just stop? Like, can we just both like be quiet? Can we just everyone just
shut up.
Like, please stop yelling. My nervous system is like dysregulated as fuck right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, that became less because I just was seeing them less, but it didn't stop the issue. Like there was still a lot of like resentment, and like I was still not treating her nicely. So let's see. It wasn't until I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
How old were you then? Like
20. Oh no, it must have been like 4.
Okay. So for like 3 or 4 years, it's such a long time.
Yeah. And it was before that too. Like middle school, when I was in middle school, when I became a teenager is when shit really hit the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think about, God, I don't know, like I think about like the phases of what the relationship will look like as like your kids grow up, you know? And I don't know if I'm looking forward to this next phase of like early 20s, trying to figure out your independence. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, your kids are judging you because it's just outright. It's out there. You see it. You feel it. They tell you. It doesn't feel good. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's hard. Yeah. And like the last thing that I can imagine is not having a good relationship. Like even if it's not great, not having it good. Like I can deal with ebbs and flows in relationships. I can. Like I feel like I am just more aware of myself like in those moments. But I don't know if I can deal with it when it comes to my kids. I think that shit will break me. Yeah. It will, but that's the one thing that'll break me. I don't know, Jolene. I don't know. Yeah.
Guess we'll find out. There's only one way to find out.
Oh, man.
But you have a good relationship with them.
I do. Like when I think about it, I know. I really, really do. Just right now, I feel like we're I feel like I'm in a little bit of a funk with my son. Like on one hand, he's doing really, really well. He's in the process of like applying for Torrance PD, right? So he's done the written, he's preparing for his oral. Like I know it's going to go really, really well for him. So like on one hand, that's great. And then on the other hand, it's like, you see the like shift to like wanting to be independent, and that's great because you want that, right? But it's like I feel like there's so many things that come with that. Like I don't want my kids to feel like they have to figure things out on their own. It's actually interesting because something that I realized a while back when I was still in the certification program is that I have some belief around life will break people because people are weak. And so I just want to save everyone from suffering.
That's just because you're phlegmatic.
I guess so. I guess so.
Just phlegmatic.
But it's like that's where people grow. They grow when they're struggling. They grow when it gets hard. And it's like that is the hardest thing to watch.
Yeah.
That's like my growth journey. Is TTP. It's their process. It's not mine.
Trust the process.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my Roman Empire. Have you heard that phrase?
No. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like that's what you're building?
That's the thing that consumes you.
Oh.
I think it's like Gen Z. Like if they ask you like, what's your Roman Empire? It's the thing that consumes you.
I don't talk to any Gen Z, but yes, for future notes.
They come up with the weirdest shit.
I swear there's like a new thing every day and I'm like, I am too millennial for this. And I'm not even that millennial.
Yeah, you're a cusper.
I'm on the cusp. I feel like I'm neither. I'm like in it. We need like something in the middle of Gen Z and millennial, and I'm that, whatever that is.
I know. I think every generation feels like that because it's like if you're close to the extreme, then it's like you're very different from like millennials or Gen Zers that are like on the other end. You're like, we are not the same.
Yeah.
We are not the same.
100%.
Like me and my siblings, they claim to be millennials. I'm like, no. I'm gonna lump you with Gen Z.
I claim to be neither because neither claim me. So,
oh man, I will say this though, like it really makes me think twice about how I treat my mom now and how I treat my siblings, even though sometimes they still get on my damn nerves. Yeah. But I do think twice about it for sure.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Yeah. It was okay. So I went to a lot of places on this trip.
Yes.
Majority of the time I was in the Philippines or Japan. So in the Philippines, my family's from Manila, which is like the main city, one of the main cities. But we also, so me, my mom, and my grandma flew to this island, Boracay. And I didn't know my grandma was coming. And also, it's not really her scene. She's like almost 80 or 80. And it's like this beach spot vacation. You have to you fly in, you have to take a boat to the island and like a bunch of shuttles and stuff. And, it's not like, and she doesn't like the sun. She's like always in a visor, covered up, like in the shade. It's hot, like not really their vibe. So I didn't, and it's like water sports. Like you go out on a boat, you're like snorkeling. They don't swim. My mom's family doesn't swim at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you're coming. I get to spend time with you, but also like this isn't really your thing. But it was interesting seeing my mom interact with my grandma.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm a spitting image of my mother.
Yeah.
Like the way, like, because I sat by my mom. Like sometimes I just like reach a point where I'm like stop it. And my mom was doing the same thing to my grandma. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, that's so crazy that like I wasn't even around my grandma for me to see my mom respond to her that way.
Mm-hmm.
But even so,
Mm-hmm.
we act the same towards our mothers.
That's systemic, baby.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is
Yep.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know my mom was like that with my grandma, because I've never seen the last time, like every time I've seen my mom interact with my grandma, like we're like in a group setting,
Mm-hmm.
or like I was really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a child. I wasn't looking at that stuff,
Yeah.
paying attention to that. So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's systems for you.
I know.
Yeah. You don't have to know. You don't have to see.
It just happens.
It's just there in the subconscious.
Yeah. How do I break it?
I mean, the first step is seeing it,
Yeah.
right? Like actually seeing it and be like, oh, like you're there. Like I'm aware of you now.
Yeah.
And that's it. You
Awareness.
you break it through like the constant awareness.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in a situation, where you have a choice to interact.
Yeah.
That's it. On repeat.
Yeah. So that going to the island with my grandma and my mom
Mhm.
was like the middle of our trip.
Yeah.
And Japan was definitely like I have my moments where I falter to my like patterns, but
Yeah.
for the most part I was like more conscious of like how I was
Yeah.
responding to my mom. I still need to work with that, but like yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's so great though. A month. Oh my gosh. I think I remember your pictures from the island. I think you like posted some like sunset ones and there
Mhm.
were sailboats in the background.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I was
Yeah.
like, where are you?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
gorgeous.
looks like heaven.
White sand
The
beaches.
pictures were amazing.
It's literally right on the beach. There's rows and rows and rows of palm trees.
Yes.
And then a bunch of restaurants and hotels right behind it. So
Wow.
you're like, it's all right there. It's all walking
Dang.
distance and a bunch of good restaurants and
Nice.
dessert. Lots of dessert. So much ice cream. My mom loves ice cream.
Yeah.
I've realized.
I love ice cream too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow. How much longer is your mom going to be there?
I think another week. Now with my grandma's situation, I don't know, maybe longer.
Yeah.
But her plan was like a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You reminded me of the asthma conversation. Cause it's kind of weird actually. Like I struggled with asthma in this like weird period of high school. Actually, I think it was just high school where it was like all of a sudden it just came on. And of course, high school, I would consider myself to be like, that was the birth of my false fire.
Yeah.
Like that was the coming.
The situation with your friends all happened and all that. Like I've looked, so there's this woman, her name is Lewis Hayes. And she basically has a list of pretty much every disease or illness. And attached to it the emotions and the reason for it, and then she has like affirmations as well. And so when I've looked up asthma, it's like holding back tears, grief, and sometimes smother love, like being smothered. So yeah, those were the main things in that.
Yeah.
Makes sense
All
to
of that,
your situation,
especially the grief and the suppressed tears.
Yes.
Yeah. That was very foreign to me. And it's interesting because like they say like, oh, like sometimes you grow out of it and then it comes back when you're older because, when you're younger and when you're older, that's when your immune system is the most compromised, right? I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like, yes, it is when you're the most compromised, and so those symptoms, I guess, come back if you don't handle them. Yeah, that's interesting. My daughter also had really bad asthma. Girl, from the time that she was born,
Mm.
actually until we moved out here, I just thought it was the cleaner air.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. So I guess it's good that she's not struggling with it anymore. But
Yeah. Your daughter, you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she still used an inhaler in high school for sports.
Mm-hmm.
But when she was young, up until she was like, I want to say like 6 or 8 years old, it was bad. Really
Did she like
bad.
constantly have an inhaler with her?
Nebulizer machine,
Yeah.
always at the ER.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Mm-mm.
Definitely not fun. I think for the longest time, like, because people are always like, fear of death and like how they're going to die. If you ever had that conversation with someone, I've always said, like, I think my biggest fear would be like drowning or suffocating.
Oof.
And I think it's because of like when I had asthma and like not being able to breathe.
It's
that
terrifying.
That feeling is absolutely terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is terrible. Also burning to death.
Yeah. Burning to death though, like after a certain point. Sorry, not doing
hope you pass out.
Once you burn off the nerves of your body, you don't.
Oh God.
You won't feel anything, at least.
I don't know. Is that true?
I'm imagining.
Oh. Oh man.
Let's not talk about that.
I know.
Let's not talk about death. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're talking about dying. Maybe not the way people die.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back home?
So good.
Yeah.
I love traveling.
Yeah.
I also love being home.
I know.
I love being in my own space. Not even my routine.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a routine, but it's just like doing the things that, like the little things that bring me joy.
Mm-hmm.
Being by the beach, playing volleyball, going on walks, working out, making my coffee in the morning.
Yes.
Sleeping in my own bed.
I know.
Dancing around my living room, my kitchen, listening to music, like singing like no one's there. Like,
yeah.
Those are like the little things that bring me joy. And I don't really do any of those things when I travel. So
No?
Not
even dance?
See, there's something about me and being with that side of the family that I'm just so like,
it doesn't come out of you.
That I honestly don't feel safe.
No?
I feel judged around them. And I think that's my own thing, obviously. I don't think they're actually judging me.
Yeah. Speaking of judged, so I did a 5K in San Diego. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? And we ate at this restaurant. And there were a lot of Hispanic families, like false fire to the max. And it was just kind of weird because I was like, my first thought was like, okay, coming from like a phlegmatic biotype, how the fuck do false fires become so freaking scary? Like super scary.
Yeah.
But it was the level of false fire that I saw that it made me very curious if that is what women are like in Mexico. Because, I feel like you can go onto social media and, generational trauma and like what it's like to grow up in a Hispanic household, like in a Mexican household in particular, is very prevalent on social media, right? And being around women where I could like literally feel that I was like, dude, I could not grow up like this. I could not. So it was intriguing. And yeah. Like, I wonder what it would be like to coach a false fire from Mexico. I really do.
Well, is that why like Rose blowing up in Mexico too?
Shit, yeah.
Are they like all false?
Pretty much.
Are they all false fires?
I mean, his big thing right now, I mean, I don't speak Spanish, but I know enough to know that he's doing a lot around masculinity and femininity. A lot. I mean, I can see that.
All the questions, and it's all masculine, feminine.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, like I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like false fires here, at least in Southern California, feel very tame compared to what I experienced being so close to the border.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was like very, God, who could I use as a reference? Like, just very shut down, very blonde, very put together. Like, I was even like, after that, I just became like just the nosiest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like watching them like eat in the restaurant, and just the way they held themselves. I saw them eating very little. It's just the way they held themselves. I was like, damn. Yeah. It was interesting.
Is it comparable to like people from LA? Like LA, not our LA, like Hollywood.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's more melancholics.
Oh, that's true.
Because I was going to say, like, I don't feel threatened in any way.
Yeah, I don't think I feel threatened, but I'm just picturing me like the way they carry themselves and like feeling like they need to be so put together and like have this front.
There's an energy difference though. Like, I remember even walking by because I had did a 5K, right? And I just like drove up that day and then drove back home. And everyone else like stayed up there. So they showered, and I just changed my clothes, and I walked by this one mom, and oof, definitely a sanguine. She was wearing like kind of like red Mary Jane shoes, black slacks, and like this like white, black checkered like blazer coat, hair in a ponytail in a bun, like slicked back, red lip, and like even the way she stood. And when we walked by, I saw her look at me like this, and I was like, damn, grandma, like don't want to be your granddaughter, like, but it was, Dang. And she was a sanguine, but the false fires, I'm just like, I know your biotype is phlegmatic.
Yeah.
How the hell do some false fires get so fucking powerful?
Oh, man.
It's like you feel like Thanos is coming. I'm serious. It's kind of scary.
You know what I just thought of? This is so bad. Isn't Donald Trump
false fire?
False fire. I'm like, how the fuck did? Anyways, let's not.
Yeah, he is. That's why people should be scared. Because false fires are hostile.
Yes,
it's personal.
Yeah. Yep, and it has been ever since he's been in office for like 2 months.
It's personal and it's hostile.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I even heard Rose say one time, like, and this is why the cartels can be so, I don't even know, gruesome is the right word, because false fires can be the most, like, what's a stronger word than violent? A stronger word than violent. False fires.
Yeah. That's
like, I don't like that feeling.
That checks out.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it also feels so against the biotype.
It does. And also being a recovering false fire. Knowing that I've definitely been in situations where I've taken it too far myself and been very hostile. I was like, oh, I didn't need
Yeah.
to go that far. But
Me too.
taking everything personally and like, you know.
Me too. But I always feel like something internal stopped me. Because even when I would be hostile, right, and cruel, I felt the guilt,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and
I feel the guilt.
and I felt the shame. So it's like I still felt something inside me know that how I was being was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know, girl. Some false fires. I don't think they got that.
I mean, I guess it depends on. I think it depends on how early you became one, probably, and like what you've been exposed to and what you've
When you grow
what's
up with
been
a grandma,
normalized and
with a grandma like that, shit.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
scary.
very
Yeah.
scary. I don't know if false fires scare me, but they definitely like, you know, like I'm a little concerned about you. Yeah. I haven't been meeting very many false fires lately. I would say a majority of my friends
Yeah.
from like middle school up until college, they were all false fires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All my friends are sanguines. I think you're my only phlegmatic friend.
Really?
I think so.
I'm honored. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. If I like immediately think of like my closest friends, sanguines. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all mine are phlegmatic.
Dang.
False fire.
Drama.
But I'm branching out now. I'm branching out. And I think I found a few like phlegmatics.
Yeah, that's good. I know. We all need phlegmatic friends.
We do. We
Yes.
really do. Yeah. Funny enough, I don't have very many male friends.
Girl, they're exhausting. They are. I love my males.
I need you to do a read on someone.
Okay. I love my males, but they drive me a little bonkers.
I need you to do a read on someone for me. I can't tell if it's Mel or I think it's Mel subcholeric.
Okay. Speaking of which, you have any date updates?
This is what.
Okay. But wait, what about pre-Philippines?
So that guy I was like went on a few dates with.
Yeah.
And like I had those conversations with him. So I basically told him,
I mean, the first thing I see is a big ass hand.
but that could be Mel. Cuz there's this photo that you can see his body yaddy and there's no V.
Yada.
There's no V. Where is it? If you click on it though, it's a video and you won't
Wait, it won't. This is him, right?
Yeah, but it's a video, so it's gonna play
Oh,
a thing.
I hate that.
This one's a video too, so it's gonna oh no, that's
What
a
about
photo.
this one?
There's no V.
Okay, so he's Asian, right?
Yes.
Do you know? Okay, so let's see.
Muscularity, he's very defined. So it's obviously Mel choleric.
Okay, is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to see how long his arms are.
They're pretty long.
Okay, that's him also.
You can't see his arm though.
Yeah, but I see enough to think he might be choleric submel.
Okay. I was like, it's one of the two. It's one of the two. I know it's both of those.
Girl, he got some big ass hands. I mean, okay, even in this picture, that is a long arm.
Yeah.
You know, even if you can't see them by his side, that is a long arm. Oh, he's a phlegmatic.
Yeah. And then, okay, so I was also trying to look like the wrinkles on the face. Like,
How old is he?
34.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't have the hairline.
No, not necessarily. See a little bit in his smile right there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I love lurking like this.
I know. Have you met him in person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think he's a
Cleric submel.
choleric submel.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he seems like he can be intense.
He's very, actually, you know what? Go watch this video.
Okay.
Is it this one?
Is he number 8?
Yes. I think that, yeah.
Nice.
No. Oh, there's another video.
Girls' eyes look like you can kind of burn your soul a little bit.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
I was like, it's one of the two. It's cleric submel or mel subcleric.
I think he's choleric submel. But damn, that Mel is strong. I mean, his arms are ripped.
I was looking at this photo. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, actually, but he's got some, it's got volume too. I feel like if it was a male, he'd be way more. He's a cleric submel.
Good to know.
Yeah. Are you guys going on a date?
Supposedly.
Oh, nice. Nice. How did you meet him?
Okay, we need to cut this out of the.
Okay. I could pause. I'll pause. Wait a minute. Am I Oh, yeah, I'm recording, right?
Yeah. I think that's the recording button, right?
Pause. Oh, are we paused?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there
Hello?
we go. Okay. We're back. Intermission's over. Okay, go ahead and say what you said because I have a theory.
Oh my gosh.
Just say it.
Okay. I said, well, I was going back to Ro because Ro met his wife when he was in a relationship with someone and told his wife, not wife at the time, I'm going to break up with my girlfriend and we're going to date.
Yep.
And now they're married.
Yep.
And so I'm kind of like, I want to be chosen like that. And I'm curious if that's like an unrealistic expectation. I mean, I'm not going to like expect it, but I think that would be really nice to be chosen like that.
So here's my theory. It's actually funny because I was thinking about this today on a run. I think it's because I was listening to a podcast episode and I was like, oh, so this came to my mind. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily you, but like
It might be.
But like women, and I mean, I can relate to this. Women who like have that desire to be chosen, but like, let's say the woman that I thought of was like someone who's in a relationship and like always like pushing on her partner to like choose her, I come first, like just always having this like expectation of like, I want you to make me feel like I'm chosen. I mean, like that is like clearly traumatic compatibility, right? It's not even about the partner, right? Or even like the prospective partners, right? Just that that overwhelmingly, I'll call it, desire to be chosen is clearly traumatic compatibility. And it clearly comes from like some type of parent wound of like not feeling seen, not feeling heard, not feeling validated, maybe feeling like love is unconditional, right? Something like that, right? Like some type of abandonment situation where then the belief comes of like, I'm not enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to go and push people to make me feel like I'm enough.
Yeah. That checks out.
Girl, been there.
That checks out.
Same.
Yeah.
Because I think that notion is romanticized, and that shit's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're basically romanticizing that, like, yes, you should want that validated.
Yeah.
Like, don't go heal your wound, right? Like, yes, this and of course we know that's actually not real life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that is not how that shit works. No.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate rom-coms now.
I do too. I can't look at them
I
the same.
hate them.
I can't look at. What's that one about the two women who start a podcast and then she starts dating like the rabbi?
Dude, I watched it. I binge watched it.
I binge watched it too, and I was fucking pissed the whole time.
It makes me kind of want to be Jewish though. I don't want to be a shizka. I want to date a rabbi. But you're right. That shit does not fucking
happen.
It was funny though.
Yeah, it was funny. I did like the show. But I was pissed the whole time. I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Dude, my favorite moments were like the stupid moments where like they're on their first date and he looks at her phone and all you see is like his ex-girlfriend's name. Like,
yeah,
that's the shit that had me dying. Not relatable. I
love the episode where, if you haven't seen it, don't listen to this part because I'm
going to spoil everything. We're going to spoil everything.
The episode where she like gets the ick. I was like cracking up, dying because I'm not going to lie. I've gotten the ick from some like pretty silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah, some pretty silly things. Yeah. So that was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, but not realistic whatsoever.
No.
It doesn't happen like that.
No. And I guess like for me, it's not like this grand gesture or notion of like, oh, I'm chosen and I'm your number one over everything in the world. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to be put on a pedestal. Like, I want you to have your own life and I want you to like, you know, focus on your path and your purpose and your career and whatever else that like drives you and fuels you, because I'm going to be following lead of that. And it's just like, I want the relationship to be chosen. Like the commitment. That's what I'm more so talking about when I'm like, I would like to be chosen like that. Like, I want the relationship to be built and to be chosen.
I mean, I think that's the pot of gold right there, right? And I think that like the more that is what it comes down to, like in the end, when you are in like a long-term relationship with somebody, right? Like, I think after like 41 years, I finally understand when they say like love is a choice, right? It's that like I choose the relationship over whatever else. Yep.
Yeah.
On the money.
Yeah. It's funny too. Like during that time where I was like a terrible teenager, I was always like, why are my parents still together? Like they can't go a day without arguing. They can't go a day without fighting. Like there's no love in this house, like all this stuff. And I'm sure that was my own perspective. But like looking at it now, like they went through all that and they're still together. And that's beautiful. And I can't believe obviously I was young and, you know, didn't know better at the time, but like, man,
I know.
that's crazy. Props to them. And that's like a good example, I think, in my mind of like what I'm looking for. Like through everything, they still chose the relationship and chose to stay together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it's not what I imagined, you know, for myself or like even them, like, because I just want them to be happy. But yeah, at the end of the day, they chose the relationship.
I feel like I'm actually like mourning not having that. Like, and probably because I'm older, right? Like I'm mourning not like you said, I think it's beautiful to be in a relationship and then look 20, 30 years down the line and be like, damn, we've been through all of this together and we're still together. And I think I'm mourning not having that.
Yeah.
Because I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that like as I get older, I'm like, yeah, I don't foresee a 20 to 30 year relationship. I mean, I don't want to put that out there. Maybe I shouldn't, but
Don't.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful to like have that shift in perspective.
Yeah.
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 Because fuck, dude. I mean, relationships are hard. Imagine marriage.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day. I mean, it could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be, but like it's a lot of work. I have a lot of respect for people who are in relationships.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big shout out to them. Props to you all.
For real. Because it's easy to be alone.
It is so easy to be alone.
Is.
And not only is it easy to be alone, I think I've gotten comfortable being that way. And like it's just the norm now. And yeah, thinking about changing that is a little scary.
And I honestly think that that's what scares me.
Yeah.
I think what scares me is it is much harder to be in a relationship. It's scarier to be in a relationship. Or you know what though? Maybe these are just my stories too. Because I have not been in a partnership where I feel like the other person is with me. Like we're doing this scared together.
Yeah.
Never had that.
Wow.
Maybe I'd feel differently if I did.
Yeah.
But it does scare me to... No, actually, like now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I think it's total belief related, or it's pattern related to where like I have felt like I have to carry the weight. I have to take care of the person and I have to make sure that everyone is okay. Dude, that's totally my fucking parentalization. Yeah. So maybe it would feel differently.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, damn, what the hell was I waiting for? I don't know.
Speaking of, are you on the dating app still?
I mean, I am, but let me tell you.
Some boring people out there.
So, you know, lumberjack guy was like moving really slowly, even though I was like tossing like rolls at him.
Yeah.
I mean, no, not really. But like I was leaving the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And like he never really like took. So I was like,
next.
Something told me either he's already pursuing something or he's just
lonely,
not, he's just not
interested.
Yeah. He's just not So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let that go. And that's it. That's it. I don't know what the hell is happening with the Mexican.
Oh yeah,
but we're
you going on a trip?
I mean, I'm. You know what? Okay, here's where I'm at. We could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'd be okay with the trip not happening.
Okay, fair. Why?
Because it's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That's why I'm like, no, this is all me. Because like, if I want to go on that trip,
Right.
I totally could.
Do you want to?
I don't know. I really don't.
I think you do know.
I think I'm terrified
Okay.
to go on that trip and to like push things along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For why? For why?
So
My grammar right now. Is it like is it like because of the friendship you've built, or just intimacy in that way in general, dating?
So part of it is because I know exactly what he struggles with. And I'm like, oh, so we definitely have traumatic compatibility here.
Okay.
For sure. And I just don't know if he is in a space to want to work through that. And let's say he is, right? I would know he's working through stuff. Do I want to be a part of that process? I don't know.
Why not?
Because he struggles with commitment and he knows this. Do I want to be with somebody who struggles with commitment? Even if they're like, no, I'm going to like work on this. Do I want that though? Like that literally triggers my shit.
Right.
So why would I choose that?
I see that. Definitely. I also see on the other end, it could be an opportunity for healing. Because you're going to need some sort of trigger to feel that attraction to someone.
But do I want that to be the trigger?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Because I feel like it'd be like literally taking like my worst trauma.
Yeah.
How about I just choose a mid trauma?
That's true. I mean, ultimately it is your choice.
Yeah, because like my biggest core belief is men are weak.
And you think he's weak.
Well, I don't think he's weak. And you know, it's actually interesting because like he is really not. Oh, okay. Here's a red flag for me. And this one actually bothers me in my stomach. People don't trust him. That bothers me. Like people trust him in the sense of like, if you need something and you call the Mexican, he will show up.
Yeah.
He's that kind of person. He's that kind of friend. He's that kind of like family's important to him. But I know for a fact that one of his like longtime friends, colleagues would never trust him to take his older son out, who's now an adult, for like drinks.
Oh.
Because he knows how he is.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
That's a red flag.
That's a big fucking red flag.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
So,
never mind.
I know.
Never mind.
What? I was ovulating when I said
I was
that.
gonna say right now you say no, but wait until you're ovulating again. You're gonna text me and be like, "I'm going to Mexico."
My God. I was definitely not in my right mind.
But on another note, I love that for you. Because this is like you. I mean, I don't know if you've tried attempted dating before, like or recently, but from what I've known from you and have known with you, you have it. So this is like you know, going out there, and you went for it. You fucking went for it,
Girl. I was like, I hit a home run on accident.
You're like, I closed my eyes and swung the bat, and I got a home run.
And it made contact. Oh man. Oh yeah. TBD. Maybe I just go to Mexico with the Mexican and just let it be what it is. Maybe.
Honestly, I've never regretted any interaction I've had with people, whether or not it ended the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But every person is a mirror.
Yeah.
To some part of me.
Yeah.
And I learn the most by allowing myself experiences. And you never know till you try. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like having that trust that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the weekend will just finally put the nail in the coffin one way or the other.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it is true. And then the Mexican will no longer be on the fence.
Yep. But then at least you'll know.
That's true. All right. Well, I'll let you know at the end of April.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was supposed to be the end of March, but then my work trip was postponed.
To Arizona.
I was supposed to be gone the beginning of March. Now I'll be gone next week. So I was like, I can't go to Mexico next week.
Yeah.
So end of April, we shall see. Viva Mexico. It's gonna be spicy.
Oh yeah. Spicy. Why is it spicy?
Not that kind of spicy.
Yeah. Shall this be it?
Yeah.
Yay.
We should end it on that too. Like the whole spicy part.
Just leave it at the end of that when I said that. Yay.